We should be good, I think. Hello, Handy Hippie, how are you? We're doing some stuff. We're gonna do some character building, so it's gonna be a little bit of a different kind of stream tonight. Okay. I think everything's set up now. Okay, so character building. It's so exciting.
Character building. I mean, well, first things first. What's your character's name?
Oh my gosh, would you believe I don't have a name for my character?
That's the first thing we
I
gotta do.
know. So I want it to be the character from my book, though. So I want her name to be Anaya, Anaya.
Annihilate.
Oh, yes. I didn't have a last name. That's absolutely what I want to do. See, this is why
Okay,
I like.
getting fancy with your spelling. It's
Oh,
Layte. Is that good?
yes, that's beautiful. That looks so good.
All
Okay, the
right.
character's built. I love it. Perfect. Okay, so hold on. Let me pull up my PDF for this real quick.
And then I'm assuming Anaya is female, yes?
Yes, please, and thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I started reading the PDF for this, and it was so much. And I
It's
was
a
like,
lot.
oh, I have a paper due. I don't think I can read all this week.
Nobilis is incredibly high concept.
Yes.
It's very difficult to describe, like in a conversation. Um, and I think kind of the cool thing about Nobilis is that the world is just built for you, and then the author of the book just tells you go and just put on a play with your friends, and that's all it is. You guys are actors in a play. Um, and that's all you do is talk and act as gods with your pals.
I love it. Wait, how old is Laura? What's her age?
Laura, actually, we can look at her. She is playing the goddess. Do you have sheets open?
Oh, I don't. I should. I have the PDF up.
Laura, my lovely wife, is playing a character named Addie Siv, and she is the goddess of bonds.
That's so smart. The goddess of bonds and her name.
Yeah,
That
color
brings me
her
so much
clever.
joy. She is clever. You guys are both very clever like that, though. That's why I stayed friends with you for so long. The truth is out. It's because you're
Thank
smart.
goodness. Man, I could have been a bumbling idiot, and then we would not have Majeski as friends.
I would be like, ooh. Okay, I have sheets open. I like her name. Oh, we're Addie and Anaya. We're so cute. Okay, I think your audio cut out on my stream.
My audio?
There it is. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I just wasn't talking.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You're like, so in order for audio to happen, see, you're the smart one. That's why I hang out with you. I'm not the smart one. Okay. She's 29.
29.
I'm gonna be 29 with her.
29 as well?
Yeah,
Yep, that's good.
like it.
And then I'm going to go ahead and rename your sheet. That way we know it is for you.
Yay. Oh my gosh, my name, I just like am so happy with it.
Good, good, I'm glad. It's important to like one's name.
It is true. It is so true. I bragged at work though about the character you made for me in our Dungeons and Dragons campaign. And
Colin?
yes. And so I brag about that a lot at work. And I'm like, no, you guys, you don't understand. That was such a good campaign, too. It was so good.
Colin has got to be one of my favorites, not just because she has a dragon roaming around with her, but I honestly think the Dragon Knight class was one of the most fun classes to build in D&D, and I would not hate it at all if we had a reappearance from Colin.
Yes, we may have to make something like that happen. Oh,
I wrote one.
you wrote
We
one?
just never we wrote one. We just never finished the campaign that we were doing with the Icespire group. But she's supposed to make an appearance at the very end.
Oh, wasn't Johnny Latrine supposed to come back too?
Johnny Latrine, you guys were supposed to meet him and be completely unaware that it was him,
Oh,
because he went by a different name. He had forgotten completely who he
oh,
was, and then he was going to recover the glaive of the Revenant King, and thereby take on his soul and spirit. He was going to bridge the worlds of Omeria and the Sword Coast, and he was going to bring peace and prosperity to Phandalin.
he was the one.
And there would have been a very brief uh, cameo from Colin.
Oh man, were we going to fall in love and get married forever?
That was going to be left very ambiguous.
Yes, I love endings like that.
So it was basically going to be a conversation between Colin and Old Man,
Old
uh,
man.
where Old Man is basically like the situation is you guys are soulmates. Most people go their entire lives without meeting their soulmates, and most people are also very happy. So I'm just going to give you a choice here and now. You can go be a queen and be happy with a guy, but I can also promise that if you walk away from him right now, you'll never see him again, but you'll still be happy.
Oh,
And it
I
was
like
just going to be
that.
left hanging in the air, like, what does she do? And that question would not have been openly answered. And I feel like we would have, and really, I wanted to give Johnny closure because I feel like I did him dirty in our first campaign by killing him that way.
I feel like that was like kind of what, at least that's what Laura and I talked about holding on to, was the mystery surrounding Johnny. And so I don't think you did him dirty. I actually think you like made that very intriguing. And like
Well,
it was
thanks.
it was very, very well done. What we should do is always in any campaign we're a part of, have Johnny make an appearance. If we can make that happen. He'll just be the appearance character.
I'll see what I can do.
Yes, think about it.
Uh,
Plant the
I will
seed.
see what I can do.
That's awesome. Okay, so for Handy Hippie, because I think he's still in stream. Um, George was our DM for the Dungeons and Dragons game. I think I told you about at one point in time. Um, and so yeah, that's kind of some background on George. He's the greatest DM. So bonds
I am
or estates.
the estates. So the other cool thing about Nobilis, this has to be, I'm low key in love with Nobilis. I think that this is a fantastic game. It was built very well, and I wish that it had a bigger presence out in the world of gaming. And I'm gonna try my best to get it there. But estates, you basically choose what you're the goddess of. So if we look at my friend Bradley's character, he has the estate of ink. He's the god of ink.
Ooh.
And then Laura is the goddess of bonds. And really, the whole thing about when you're choosing your estate, what you have power over, it's completely up to you how you use it. So, where Laura was thinking about the goddess of bonds, she was thinking about the the bonds between people, right? Like what bonds a friend to a friend or a husband to a wife or a child to a parent, like that kind of a thing.
Oh, I like that.
But then at an even more powerful level, because you like, even though we start as gods and we have to go somewhere, at a more powerful level, uh, when you're the goddess of bonds, you can have dominion over the bond between a stone and the earth, or sand and wind, or the fish in the sea, and you can kind of expand that idea. Bradley went a completely different route, and when he decided that he wanted to be the god of ink, he actually took away all of his own power deliberately, knowing full well that he would not really use it on Earth. Like,
Oh.
all of his power would be saved for when his noble was in their chancel, and that was kind of cool. So it's really like anything that you could possibly want to be a goddess of, you can just say you want to be the goddess of that, and then we'll figure the rest out.
Oh, I like that. I feel like ink is so creative. I don't know if I'm that creative. Also, SWS Chassis, thank you for the follow. And welcome to the stream. We're character building, so feel free to jump in on any conversation that you want to. I don't know. Do you have a character, George?
I have one that I want to create. He is not made. Every time I'm like, okay, I'm going to sit down and make my character, something comes up and I don't sit down and make my character.
Oh man. What
So
what is your estate?
I wanted to be the god of waves.
That's cool. Trick.
So I thought it would start really simple, like with light wave and sound wave.
Hmm.
And then I was kind of thinking about just like the reaction of things. Like, I don't even need to have dominion over like water or the sea or anything. But I was thinking about how, like, if you drop a pebble in a lake and there's that ripple, so at higher levels, I could have dominion over reaction,
Oh, that's
and
cool.
therefore a heavy facet of physics, because every action causes a reaction, and if those reactions spread like waves, then reasonably my guy could all of a sudden just kind of have his estate over so many levels of world reaction. Like, he can feel like air changes and react to them,
Oh, that's cool.
and cool stuff like that. So
Should have thought about this. I don't know what I want to do. But I feel like with my
it's
name being Annihilate, it needs to be something powerful.
it can be something powerful, and you know what, it doesn't even have to be something tangible or noticeable. And I was having this conversation with Laura earlier, where uh like, you could have dominion over a construct, but not like a physical construct, more of like a, ooh, I'm losing my words all of a sudden.
I'm intrigued.
Ooh, now I'm on Twitch and I sound like an idiot because
No,
I
you
can't
don't.
figure out what I'm trying to say.
Not even a little.
My
I'm
God.
sitting here like, what's not like the God of War?
What if we started with your code,
Okay, I like
and
that.
we can kind of figure out what you might want to do there.
I love it. Okay, so explain code to our two viewers.
So code, you have to let me find it in my book here.
Yes.
Um, it's basically the oath that the nobilists, the nobili live by.
Okay.
So, let me see.
So like it's like between
Here we
heaven
go.
and hell, and then you're like more aligned with.
Yeah. So for anybody watching my stream, I do have it kind of. I have it up on our sheet. And actually, you have your sheets up now.
I do, yes.
Yeah. So if you were to go to your character sheet, your stream would be able to see it as well now. And if you click the code of heaven, those three ideals that show up to the right, those are the ideals of the code of heaven. Beauty is the
Oh,
highest principle, justice is a form of beauty, and lesser beings should respect their betters.
okay. I like that. I like that. Didn't Bradley create this?
Yeah, so I
He's
sent the
so good.
PDF to Bradley, and Bradley spent like a day or so just creating the sheets for it, and that's because uh, Bradley just Bradley just sees things in such a fantastic way. He can make everything a million times easier, and he
That's
did
insane.
so by making us a sheets for our character instead of us having to use like the sheet that's in the back of the book.
Oh my gosh, he's impressive. Because this is really cool.
It
That's
is
wild.
super cool.
Man, he should get hired somewhere doing this for a living. I don't know
I
what that
was
looks like, but
I was literally just having that conversation with him on our last stream when we were building him and Laura's characters.
yeah,
And like it was like, man, how great would it be if that was just a job that he could go do?
I think that I'm gonna look into it. I don't know. I'm that
Yeah.
person. I'm gonna go look to see what kind of jobs are out there because like if I ever like become rich, I'm gonna hire Bradley to like create his own world and start his own
Oh,
tabletop game.
hire Bradley for absolutely everything. The dude is a genius.
He is, he really is. Okay, back to hell. Corruption is the highest principle. Suffering is a form of corruption. Oh, so it's the highest principle. And power justifies itself. So here's my dilemma. Is in the real world, like who I am, like internally, heaven is absolutely like what I align with. But I really want my character to be not me. So I think I'm going to
Mhm.
choose hell.
Oh, we're not even going to look at the others. We're just going to go straight to
Oh,
hell.
that's true. I guess I should look at the others, but I really like this one.
Right.
Okay.
Let's keep hell on the back burner.
Okay.
Well, if you want to go with more like the the darker side, then we should probably just skip right over light
Okay.
and look
Or
at the
let's
code of light.
let's read light just for
The read
streamers'
light.
sake.
Humanity must live and live forever. What must be done ought to be done cleanly, and humans must be protected, particularly from themselves.
Ooh, that's a really good one, actually. I like that one a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah, I feel like that's a level of truth. Okay, that's a good
It's
one.
like die-hard babysitter status.
Yes, it really is.
You
I feel
gotta
like that's just
babysit
what we
these
need in real
humans.
life.
Yeah.
All right, what's dark?
Humans should destroy themselves individually.
Oh, wow.
Humanity should destroy itself, except for a few toys. And ugliness to human eyes shows that one is worthy.
Oh, wow. That's a lot to unpack. Okay. All right, let's look at order. I'm probably not going to like order personally, but
Symmetry, predictability, and law is order. Break no pattern. Freedom is unpredictable.
oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. That's very orderly.
And then chaos. This one's funny. I love this one. These precepts are the only truth in chaos. Leave nothing more constrained than when you found it. And these precepts are false. There is no truth in chaos.
Oh my gosh. I completely understand why Laura chose chaos.
Right?
I'm so excited for her character. Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
she's gonna rock it.
She is. Oh, that's so perfect for her.
And then the code of Aaron. I'm still not really sure what that means unless it's some dude named Aaron.
Yeah, I was like, oh, Aaron, that's an interesting one out of all of them.
Yeah, heaven, hell, light, dark. Aaron!
Said that way is like perfect. That's funny.
Respect all life, particularly plant life. An oath made on the stars is binding, and be at peace.
Hmm. I actually kind of like this one.
It's very druidic.
It is, yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm. I don't know. I
And,
wanted to go really dark, but
and then if you want to make your own, Bradley has included the option to build your own code.
oh my gosh, that's so funny. Let
Mhm.
me think. What did Bradley choose? Let me see his character. His is heaven. I like that. Okay. Laura's is chaos. When you put in your character, what are you gonna choose? I want to see what like balances the team.
Ooh, so that is kind of the thing is I haven't chosen my code yet. I spent far too long writing my backstory. But
I
I
love that.
feel like if I had to, if I had to, I would build my own code.
Yeah. See, I like
Uh,
hell, but that's like I'm trying to find the beginning pages of the PDF. There's that god that is Lord Entropy. I don't want to be on
yeah,
his level, and I feel like if I choose hell, I'll be on his level, but also like the cartoon. Here, I'm gonna pull this over real quick for my stream. This cartoon right here is pretty dope looking. And that slightly is like, ooh, I want to be a part of hell with him. But then the other part of me is like, he's really ruthless and feels no love. And I don't want to be that extreme. But I do like the
well,
idea of power justifies itself. And with like my name and like everything like that, I think I like something that's more powerful. So maybe I'll create my own and power justifies itself and I can just take from a couple of these. What are your thoughts?
yeah. So I mean, it's totally up to you. Even though this is your, let's say just for the sake of argument, you decided you wanted to choose the code of hell.
Mm-hmm.
Corruption is the highest principle. Suffering is a form of corruption, and power justifies itself. That doesn't necessarily mean that you need to go die hard, full bore, rush headlong straight into these ideals.
That's
And
true.
like you can take it like as they come, and you can choose like how like how a person suffers. Do you want it to be physical suffering, or do you think more like emotional suffering might be what makes people like maybe you want to make people grow from their suffering? And so like
Oh.
emotional like yeah, you don't have to uh like Jeffrey Dahmer torture them
Be
or
Lord
anything.
Entropy and make it a law that you can't love. Oh.
Yeah, that dude was messed up. And that's the other thing is like how depressingly romantic is this game? If
Yes.
that's one of the first things that we have to talk about. You're not
Um,
allowed to love.
you're not allowed to love. Also, real quick, hello Nick and Nate. Welcome to the stream. Um, Nate's like, I thought I entered my accounting homework. This is so much cooler, Nate. We're building characters. Right now I'm choosing how I want to live my life's code. I think, especially based on what you just said, George, I want to choose hell. I like that. I like the idea of helping
Go to
people
hell.
grow from their I think that should be a quote in the entire game. Like it should just be a thing to tell me to go to hell.
Absolutely.
Yes, I love it.
Absolutely. Majeski's going hell. We're going
I'm
hell.
going
Let's go
hell.
hell.
Let's do it. Oh my gosh.
Fantastic. So the next big thing, and this is like kind of like crunch time. You have your name, you have
Yes.
your code. We really need to choose your estate because it's your estate that's going to start dictating where we um, distribute your character points, be it aspect, domain, realm, or
Okay.
spirit.
That makes sense. I don't know. So Eliwick earlier in the stream mentioned like disease. which I
And the
like the start of
yep.
that. But I don't know if I want it to be disease exactly.
So I think she might be jumping back and forth between mine and yours.
Oh,
She's so supportive.
I love her. What did she say in yours?
The god of infection. Now wait for it, because
Oh,
it
I like
doesn't
that.
necessarily have to be infection. It could be just in general spread. The way enthusiasm is infectious, or joy is infectious, or laughter is infectious,
Ooh.
or the flu is infectious. Like you could like there's a large pool of ideas to kind of pull from there.
You guys are so creative. I read one of her posts. I thought I read the others, so that's a good point. I want to go with that idea. I absolutely want to take that idea as long as Laura's okay with that. And I want to do infection. That is so creative.
Infection.
Yes.
And you know what? With your name and code, this could be uh, this could be rather formidable to those excrucians running around.
it's gonna be it's gonna be good. I feel like we have a well-rounded team. I'm excited to see what your character does.
My character is going to be a huge bummer. Oh,
The estate is bummer.
no, just the estate of waves. But he's
Oh, that's right.
going to be dead. So
What?
yeah, he's not going to have a mortal form. He's going to be dead.
I love that. I love that he is not death and he is not mortal. He is dead. That
It
is amazing.
he is a walking travesty. Like he hates everything about himself, but he can't seem to give any of it up. So he's like this uh, big time, super powerful god when he's like out on Earth and roaming the worlds. But when he's at home in his chancel, he's the same pathetic nothing person that he was when he because he just can't let go.
Oh my God. I love how poetic that is. That's very Edgar Allan Poe.
Love me some Poe.
I love
Oh,
that. Oh,
there's his last name. I just got my guy's last name. Last name is Raven.
there you go. Oh my gosh, I love that. Yes. Yeah, so you can really do anything in this game. It's very I think that's why they call it What's up, D-Mart? I think that's why they call it the greatest game never played. Is because you can it's almost like too much freedom. You have to be really creative like George is and like his wife is. So, they're going to teach me to critically think creatively.
Hey
Okay.
Megan, how many subscribers do you have?
I don't get subscribers until I hit 50 followers and
Oh,
hit affiliate. So, I am with Justin. I think I'm at 44 now. So I just need
you should.
6 more. So, I mean, if y'all have friends that want to like follow,
I got 4 followers.
I'm
You want some?
gonna go steal your followers.
Yeah, I'll get you to affiliate. Let me
Thank you.
let me shoot some texts.
I love it. I actually somebody, I think it was Albert suggested I post on Reddit. And I never thought about doing that. And then Laura said that you were getting hits on your YouTube video. And I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
dang, that's so cool. Like almost 200?
So yeah, so I actually posted on Reddit about this just to see if we could snag some viewers.
I remember you
I've
saying that too.
got two. Um,
That's still amazing.
and then just to see what would happen, the video with Bradley and Laura and I posted to YouTube, and then I just kind of put the word out on Reddit. But there is so little Nobilis content on the internet that in a day, if you were to Google it, we were the first video.
Oh my God. That's actually so cool. I'm very proud of you because
It,
that's really cool.
it's just because there's not videos out there. Like that's it.
But here's the
So
thing with the way like you Like, especially like first off knowing you for so long, but second off, um, knowing how you tell stories. Like, I think that if anyone can get this game visibility, you could do it. Absolutely. Like, we've seen it already. I think you're going to be a game changer.
Thanks.
So,
I
I'm
think it's a good game
excited.
to do it with.
It's a fun game.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm excited. I hope you don't mind me like recording streams and putting them on YouTube.
Not at all. I think
Um,
that's YouTube's such a great idea. I didn't think about really utilizing YouTube. I utilize like TikTok and stuff like that. But okay, real quick. Nick, congratulations on 50 last week. That's so exciting. Um, yeah, I'm excited to continue seeing you grow in streaming and like tabletop games and maybe doing a one shot with you sometime. So, super excited about that. And then Nate has a new character, a homeless man named Rich. So, yeah, Nate is now going to be known as Homeless Rich. So, my chat's creative too, I guess. Um, okay, so what is next? Attributes?
so next would be attributes, and this is where this is where everything kind of gets very real with your character, because this is where you're going to decide where they're powerful, where their weaknesses lie, and what it is you want to focus on as a noble. So
Cool.
you are given a total of 25 character points to start, and for every attribute level that you buy, it costs 3 character points. So you have enough to buy yourself 8 character points to distribute between these 4 attributes, and then have 1 remaining point. Or you can buy less than 8, have more remaining points that you can use on gifts.
On gifts. What are gifts?
Gifts are, so here let me switch gears in my book real quick. Gifts are like something that you receive to help um, to help your character. So there's an example gift, and this one costs a point. Uh, Durant characters are difficult to injure. Their skin turns aside the blows of daggers wielded by mortal hands. Swords and chainsaws alike work poorly against them.
Mm.
They heal quickly as well, and if they survive a blow, however grave it may be, the wound will be a faded scar in 7 days' time.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's just one example of gifts. There's another one called Glorious. A character commands or can choose to command a physical appearance that has an enormous impact on the emotions and behaviors of mortals, and to a lesser extent, powers. So gifts are just things that make you more impressive. They're almost like feats in the Dungeons and Dragons world.
Oh, I like that. I don't know that I
Yeah,
really got into feats too much with Dungeons and Dragons, so
I'm with you. I don't think anybody in any of the games went the route of feats, and I only just recently tried one out, and I'm constantly forgetting that I have.
okay,
So,
that's fair. And
yeah,
so this one's a little bit more like since we're new at the game, we probably won't forget it as much because everything's new to us. We're not in like a routine.
there you go.
All right.
So, just keep in mind you have a total of 8 attribute points that you can gain. The first attribute that you can uh, purchase for yourself is aspect. And a character's aspect is their physical and mental being, their self. So this is how you would be outside of your god realm. Um, you still exist in a physical world, and this would basically just dictate how impressive you would be in the physical world. So at a level of 0, you would be just as the mortal form currently is.
Okay.
And with like the next level up, which is level 1, called Metahuman, Characters of this level are one step beyond human. They possess formidable physical and mental faculties in every field, and on occasion they can perform wondrous feats with their bodies and minds.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, and then there are a total of 5 levels for aspect, going all the way up to exemplar.
Wow, there's 5 levels, you said?
There's 5 level, well, 6 including 0, but 0 is like bare minimum. So
Zero's
if you
like you
want,
exist.
yeah, 0 is just it's the thing.
Cool.
Um, so if you wanted to put like all points into one attribute, you could, and that would basically make you like the I would say unstoppable, but I can't actually say that because excrusions still exist and they can't really be beaten easily. So it would be like a rock and a hard place almost.
Okay.
Um, but exemplars blur the line between rule over their domain and their own personal physical power. They fully integrate their divine essence and use it to its utmost extent. So you would just be like if people actually saw you, you would be God.
I like that. Hmm. Okay. I'm not convinced on spending any character points just yet.
No
Also, you're on
problem.
a little bit of a lag, and I just saw your like arms go like that for God, and I just want you to know I appreciate that a lot.
Oh, thank you. I'm a very gesturative person,
You
which
are.
isn't a word, but I chose to use it anyway.
You're talking to the girl who got called out in a English class for asking your wife if humorful is a word. So, to that English teacher who called me out in front of the entire class, I have made it a word.
I think humorful is a great word,
Me
and I
too.
think that only humorful people use it.
Thank you. I agree.
You have to be
Yes,
humorful.
you
And
have
this
to.
teacher does not sound humorful, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Not
she was not.
humorful at all.
Not even a little bit.
Nope.
Also, hello, Bettina, and I do like gifts. I like, as he was reading Aspect, I was like, man, I don't know how much I'm like convinced just yet on where I want to spend my character points because I do think I want to save one for, or save some for a gift. So,
Yeah. You'll
humorful.
have at least one. At least one will go to a gift if you
Cool.
want it.
Okay, I like that.
Um, so I'll keep going. I'll keep
Okay,
describing your attributes, your attributes,
I like it.
and the next one is domain. And domain is how much control you have over your specific estate when you are outside of your chancel, like when you're out in the world or worlds. How much control can you exert over your estate of infection? So if you
Mm.
stayed at a level 0, like Bradley has for his character Tomo, you would have no control whatsoever over your estate of infection.
Okay.
0. You would just be a person who has no control over infection.
I feel like being that one of my part of my code is power justifies itself, I definitely am going to invest some in domain. I just have to. I'll listen to the other two, but I know for sure I'm investing in domain
All
because I
right.
want the power.
So there's domain. We got to get to our next one. Bear with me because scrolling is hard.
No,
This
you're
is
so good.
realm. Realm is so in theory, uh, imperators are like the highest authority of their chancels, and just below them are all of the nobilis that the imperators have created. So, how much control or power would your character have when they are at home in their chancel? And that's kind of what that is.
Okay, that makes sense.
The the book does say that the majority of games will happen inside the chancel, and then goes on to uh, advise that that is where you kind of like focus at least some of your attribute points. But then the game is also about preserving reality and fighting off the destruction of reality by staving back the excrucions or the anguishers. And I'm not really sure how the nobili are supposed to do that if they never leave home.
That's a good point.
Now, I haven't finished the game book, so I could be wrong, and I could just be spouting nonsense and advising people wrong. Um, but while realm is very important, I also don't really think that as the person who's going to end up being the hollyhock god for our group, that I would make all of our games in the chancel. Like I would send you guys out
Okay.
places.
I like that. Okay.
So
Cool, cool.
yeah.
All right, Spirit.
Um,
I'm kind of excited to see what this one is.
so spirit is cool, and spirit is actually a very important thing if you decide that you have uh if I'll just tell you what it is because I can't talk good or
Some of
the
it is so complex that it's just easier to read
it's
it and then go off of that.
it's such high concept. It is absolutely ridiculous. Like everything is tied into everything. Flowers are for some reason like one of the important things in this game, and I can't figure out why because I don't understand the writing. But that's neither here nor there. Spirit is how strong a person's soul shard is.
Okay.
So a soul shard is the thing that an imperator will implant into a person's soul, thus making them a nobilis and giving them these godlike powers. So based on how many spirit attribute points you have, that soul shard will glow brighter and brighter, and you would then have more, not power over, but more of an ability to interact with humans in a godlike way. So the more spirit points you have, the more anchors you can have, and the more easily you can manipulate and control said anchors.
Okay, that one sounds really cool. I like that one.
So
Okay,
my
so
character is going to be incredibly high spirited because his whole thing is just going to be controlling people because he's kind of a, I don't know, am I allowed to say dick on Twitch?
I think so. I'm not real sure. I mean,
He's
I
kind
feel
of a
like
dick.
some people we were talking about things last week that I was like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on here, and we're talking about it. So here we go.
Yeah,
AW
he's
Delp,
just
no. Also, humorful, one who is full of humor. So now it is officially, it has its own definition. Thanks, chat. Um, okay, so I definitely want to put a spirit point on the board, and then so I get a total of 8 with the way the math works out. So one spirit point for sure. One, I should probably do one realm, right? Just to be well rounded, and one domain for sure, which will leave me with 5 points. So I could do two
sick.
spirit and
Two
two
spirit
domain.
and two domain,
Yeah.
and then you've got three more to go.
Okay. And those, can I put all three of those towards gifts or just one
So
towards gifts?
it's three character points just to buy one level and attribute. What you have remaining is 10 character points. So you can buy three more attribute levels and still have 1 point left over for a gift. or you can buy 2 attribute levels and have 4 points left over for a gift.
Ooh, so like I could do another. I'm trying to like I want to round out my character, so I don't know if I should have aspect be 0, but I definitely am fine with aspect being 0. What is the
Mm-hmm.
biggest difference between spirit and dominion? I think it's domain.
Yeah, spirit and domain. So let's just say you, Annihilate, have left your chancel and you're down on Earth. You're in your physical form, you're hanging out, you're chilling, and then something happens and you need to access your domain of infection to save a city for whatever reason. I don't know because I'm making this up on the fly. But domain is how much power you can exert in your estate and how much how well you are at manipulating that estate and getting it to bend to your will. Spirit is kind of like that, but instead of just being able to exert power over this power of infection that you have, spirit gives you power over your anchors, and your anchors are humans who you can control their bodies. You can it's almost like possession if you really needed to, like Castiel from Supernatural.
Oh,
Or you could even just look through their eyes, hear through their ears, like get like a sense of their thoughts and how easy it is for you to do that.
okay, I like that. That's a good point.
Mhm.
I should have asked what an anchor was. Um, okay. And Bradley didn't. I don't know if you saw Eliwick. Bradley didn't round out his character too much. It surprised me and made me suspicious. Ooh, real sus. I like it. I'm gonna go stare at Bradley's. Oh, Bradley has 5 in Realm. Okay.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of being a metahuman because that feels like I would have at least some power. I want to be very powerful. Like I want that for my character.
Well,
Um,
you wouldn't be mugged as a metahuman, so that's good.
that is good. Let's do 1 point for metahuman.
All
Plus, he
right.
wants to be immortal form. Like, who wants to do that?
Well, I
Okay.
mean, I'm going to be dead, so I'm not putting anything toward that.
I think that's fair. I think oh, this is so hard. Okay. I'm gonna do one more towards spirit. You sold me on that one. And then I could do one more after that and still have one left over
Yep.
for a gift. Okay. Um, what if I put another point towards aspect? What will that get me? Like, what would that look like?
Aspect will bring you up to one moment while I scroll. Aspect will bring you up to the level of legendary. Characters with this level of aspect compare favorably with the greatest heroes and villains of legend. They rank without effort among the best human savants and athletes and can go significantly beyond normal bounds when pushed. They possess a wonderful inventiveness and the kind of personal charisma that inspires armies.
Sold.
Ooh.
Let's do that. I want to inspire an
Yeah.
army to wreak absolute infectious havoc.
Yeah, you're infecting them with inspiration.
Yes. Oh,
Where's our bardic inspiration
there
die?
it is. What?
From Dungeons and Dragons. Never mind. Let's move
Oh,
on.
I just outed myself on being a newbie.
We also had 0 bards in our campaign.
That's
0
true.
bards.
That is true.
So cannot be held against you at all.
Thank you. Thank you for telling my chat that, just in case.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Hashtag how I met your mother.
Ooh.
I don't get it.
Slant tall! Bradley's here. Hi, Bradley!
Bradley, what's up?
Wasn't Laura a bard? I don't know, Bradley. That was far too long ago.
Oh, was she a bard? Bradley would know.
Bradley would know. I think maybe she might have multi-classed to bard, but I think she was a druid. I think maybe. Oh, her second character was a bard.
I don't remember her
Yeah.
having two characters. That's how long ago that was. Bard and
No, no.
Druid.
She multi-classed. She multi-classed to. I don't know. It's
Oh,
been years. We haven't played D&D with the group since before COVID.
that's insane. Holy cow. I can't believe it's been that long. That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bradley, I'm so glad you're here. Thanks for being here, man.
I am very happy to hear Bradley tuned in. Bradley, we talked and gave you so many kudos on this spreadsheet. It's amazing. So, in case you missed that earlier, we were we were talking about how great it is. So, all right. Gifts.
Gifts.
What to do?
More scrolling, more scrolling. Please hold while the scrolling commences.
So, when you're on multiple screens, do you ever lose your mouse? Because I've noticed both on like when I'm working, I have three screens, and when I'm here, I have three. And I always lose my little cursor. And I'm like, I don't even know where that is. And then it takes me a
So,
minute to navigate.
actually, because I don't have my battle station yet, am currently doing this from my laptop, which has a second screen magnetized to it.
Oh,
And I am reading the PDF from my Mac. So I have two mice.
oh my God.
And the last time we did this, I actually started typing stuff that I should not have been typing into the sheet because I got confused about where I was and how everything was hooked up. So
That is a struggle. I can't wait till you have your rig set up. I'm so excited for that.
it's going to be nice. I've got two monitors coming, which is what I'm really excited about.
Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. That's going to be bomb. I'm so excited for you. You're going to have to send me a Snapchat or a video or something when
Oh,
it's
I'll
all
take
done.
pictures.
Yes, please. I forget
Yeah.
pictures are a thing because I'm so used to video chatting your wife. I'm like, oh yeah,
I know
pictures are normal. Like that's people do that.
social media is just so much everywhere these
Oh,
days.
it is. In my marketing class, on a quick side note, we just created a marketing plan, and I want to go fully digital for our company. And so I learned so much about social media and like through click-through rates and things like that, where I'm just like, oh my gosh, so my brain is all social media right now.
Wow.
Just as a quick side note, it was interesting. Okay,
No,
so
that's super cool.
it was fun.
Um, I'm going to talk to you more about that later because I
Okay.
have things to say and things to ask, and I want you to have things to say to my things to ask.
I'm so
Um,
excited for that. Okay,
but just so that the viewers get what they came for.
it's true.
I've already told you about the gift of Durant, which is 1 point that you're difficult to injure. And then everything else, like all gifts, kind of range in point value from 1 to 2 to 3. There's one of them. It's called Immortal, and it is very rightly worth 6 points.
Oh, because immortal.
So yeah, there's another one called it's worth 1 point, Immutable, and these nobili have bodies which are maintained somewhat by their power, so that they do not perish easily. These characters grow hungry and tired, but they can survive indefinitely without food, water, sleep, or even air. And although powers with this gift age slowly, they do not typically die of natural causes. They are
Oh,
one irrevocable step away from mortality and the human condition.
oh, that one sounds cool.
Yeah,
Is this
that
in the
one.
PDF?
Yes.
What page is it on?
That one that I just read was on page 116. And then there is a fantastic picture of a lady with what I assume is a wonderful singing voice on page 117.
Trying to see if I can get this to load. It's going very slow.
And then another gift that you could possibly choose are mythological beasts.
Oh, what's that one?
Sometimes beasts or powers warped during their commencement, or beings created within a chancel. If a mythological beast has significant drawbacks associated with their physical or even non-physical, like a ghost, they can take an appropriate handicap. So, depending on how many gift points you have, you could. I don't understand. Are you turning into a mythical beast, or do you just get one? It
Oh my
doesn't
gosh,
really
if
say.
I could get one, I would 10 out of 10 be like, as are cool, making a comeback.
Ah, okay. Um, it's traits that I think you take on. So it's not.
Okay.
So you wouldn't be able to have Azar cool. I'm sorry. But you could take on like the amphibious trait from Merfolk.
Okay,
You could take on the fire breathing trait from Dragons and Chimerae.
that's cool.
Flight, invisibility. Although there's a whole table for this. I might be getting your hopes up with these mythological beasts.
No, Bradley just said you can get shape shifting. And then
Oh,
Albert asked about dragons, and you just spoke about having fire breathing power. That one sounds really cool. Also, thank
yeah.
you for saying you came here for our beautiful faces, Nick and B. I appreciate it. Um,
And what's more infectious than the wildfire spread that burns everything to cinders?
yeah. Actually, I kind of want that one. Are there
Yeah?
others that we want to share with our viewers that you
Oh,
think they
there's
would like?
so many.
Okay.
There's so many. We could do the rest of this stream just talking about all the other
Holy
gifts that you could
cow.
choose from.
All right. Well, I like that one. So I want to choose that one.
Fire breathing?
Yeah.
All right.
Dude, yes.
I gotta find my mouse. You're right. I do lose my cursor.
It's so easy to lose it, and I don't know
Yeah.
why. Like, I have everything on a dark setting, and I still lose it. And I'm like, it literally stands out against the black, and I still am like, where did my cursor go?
Yeah.
Man, oh
This is
man.
where this is where we need Bradley.
Yeah, it's so true.
Bradley, where'd you go? All right, fire breathing.
We
The
just have to go move to
cost,
him.
the minimum one character point. For the same cost, appropriate powers can breathe fire around a corner, burn patterns into wood, being able to catch fire harmlessly and at will, like a phoenix.
Oh, I love this character.
See the table to calculate the cost for fire breathing. This is a lesser creation of fire. Oh.
Okay, my stream is definitely on a little bit of a lag with your video, and I just watched you do the Phoenix.
Yeah, the
Like,
phoenix rising from the
that
flames.
was
Yeah,
beautiful. It was great,
it
and I
was
just needed you to
glorious,
know.
was it not?
It really
Just
was.
if you send some of your followers over, they too would be able to witness this majesty.
Just saying, followers.
Anyway,
It's so
back to
great.
business.
I'm sorry, we're definitely I forget that your our streams are on a lag. So your video's on a lag and I just put all that together and that was like the most glorious thing I think we could have ever seen. So, thank you for gracing us with the Phoenix.
You are welcome. And for the small fee of one follow, all your friends can witness it at will, because I'll do it like at least once a game, I promise.
I love that. We're going to hold you to that.
Yeah, yeah,
Albert's like, yeah, he's just chilling, just flapping around, and it's like, yeah. Especially with my
yeah.
fire breathing, that's what we do. I make the fire happen, and I don't hurt you with it, and you do the phoenix, and it's like the latest dance move.
Ooh, it needs a name.
Needs a name.
Yeah. Like like the no, that's stupid. That was a bad idea. Don't know why that popped into my head.
Wait, I want to know what it is now.
The Fiend Kicks.
I
That
actually
was
kind of like that.
was for when it's just so fire, you need to kick it.
It's just so fire. Chat, do you have any suggestions on what to name this fire breathing ability? Let's see if anybody has anything. I don't know what I would call it. I kind of like fiend kicks. I think that sounds like a good play on words. What I really enjoy about your games is that there's a lot of
Brad,
play on words. What did Bradley say?
Bradley is straight up editing our sheet for us. Holy crap! Who is this? Sans the Diego.
Yeah, that is Nick and Bettina.
This minute. Hey man, welcome. I wasn't expecting this, and now I'm shy, but I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.
I love it. Oh my gosh.
I love Bradley.
I do too.
Bradley, are you on Discord right now?
Does he want to hop in with us?
Do you want to hop into the Discord? Bradley, the viewers would love you.
Bradley, do it. Do it.
I'm just waiting now.
I know, me too. Did I hear Bradley?
I don't know. Hold on.
Can you
Bradley, hello.
Hi. I was going to head to bed. I mean, I'm going to head to bed pretty soon, but I mean, I can help if you guys need some help.
Oh my gosh, I'm like so happy right now. I can barely contain it.
It's a work night for Bradley, and he's here helping build a character.
Oh, Bradley's the greatest.
Hey,
We
man.
don't deserve Bradley.
We don't deserve Bradley. I think we kind of powered through it. You helping fill in the last of the fire breathing gifts in the cost calculation, that was massively helpful. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Because I could not find out where the penetration level was coming from. Like, not, and I was getting so confused, and I felt so inadequate.
Oh,
and then you
yeah.
just kind of
That's not listed. It's just something you have to like know.
Okay.
Bradley knows it though.
Bradley knows
So
all.
basically, penetration is it's based off of spirit. So it makes it more costly, but it can penetrate higher level spirits for other powers.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
Okay. Man, we got so much more reading to do. Bradley reads it once and he knows how to put together an entire character sheet.
It's amazing.
I've read it 3 times and I'm still just like lost.
Yeah, I started reading it. Again, I only made it to like 22, but it took me time to grasp the concept.
Yeah.
It took me time to read 22 pages.
There's so much concept. There's
Yeah.
so much concept. Not Dungeons and Dragons where you're like, you got a sword, go swing it at things. It's like this thing where I mean HBO could make a Nobilis series and nobody would understand what's going on.
I actually really enjoy the idea of sitting down to watch an HBO show that I don't understand. I would be in if it was something like this.
Westworld might be for you.
Wait, what?
Did anybody understand Westworld? Because I didn't. That last episode was full of so much confusion that I was like, bring on season 8 of Game of Thrones.
I didn't watch Westworld, but the guy I went to Ireland with, that's all he talked about the whole time we were there. He like loved that show so much. So, that's my experience with Westworld.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. Bradley, did you watch Westworld?
No, I don't watch a lot of shows, so
Okay, that's fair. Bradley and I are just gonna sit here and nod our heads with you, George, and we're gonna be like, yes.
Yep.
I'm gonna veer all conversation away from shows and movies. I'm just gonna stick to
Nobilis.
I'm gonna stick to what I know we know, which is like anime
Yes.
and Dungeons and Dragons.
There we go.
There it is.
and MMORPGs.
There we go. I love it. Hey, real quick, I know we're here for Nobilis, but Bradley, are you playing New World at all?
I have not. I've watched a few streamers play it, but I've not actually played it yet myself.
It's really fun.
The
I
queue
highly recommend it.
times are way too long for me right now.
That's fair. That's 10 out of 10 fair. Yeah, I am obsessed with it right now. So I haven't even like really played Valorant because all I've been doing is the MMO.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just realized I'm the only one that has a good code.
Yeah.
Laura picked chaos and you picked hell. I might change that.
I was actually really surprised that you chose that code. I thought you'd be a little bit more towards like chaos or dark. And so I was like, oh, wow, I like that.
I was assuming we were going to play a good set of gods, but I mean, Tomo's going to be a jerk anyways, so maybe heaven might not work, but
that could be like so interesting though if I'm hell and you're heaven and we're both interpreting it in different ways. That actually could be really cool. So if you kept it, I'm just saying we could probably make something really cool work if you wanted.
Oh no, I mean with the way I'm going to play the character, heaven will work, so
I like that. I'm excited to see what you do with it.
Yeah, well, I'll have to figure it out myself as well.
Chat, I am not even kidding. Watching Bradley play Dungeons and Dragons is how I learned some of my critical thinking skills. I won't lie. Like there were things that he was doing in the Dungeons and Dragons world that I stopped and I was like, I would never think to do that in the real world. And Bradley's just sitting there like owning this. So, yeah, I think that was one of my biggest takeaways from our game. Okay, what's next, George?
Next, well, we have a few options. We can go with anchors, bonds, or handicaps.
What order did you guys do it in last time?
I think we hopped around. I don't think we did it in a specific order. I think we just kind of jumped back and forth. We might have started with anchors. If I were to wager a guess.
Okay. All right. Let's do anchors. What do I have to choose here?
So for anchors, an anchor is just a person with whom you have a connection that you can A, take control of, B, see through their eyes, D, hear their thoughts and can communicate with without being around. It does kind of go at a variety of levels. Let me see. As a level 3 spirit, you would have how many anchors?
4. I don't know why I typed in your chat. I can talk.
4. Thank you, Bradley. You can have 4 anchors. So the only condition is that you must either A, love this human enough for them to be an anchor, or B, hate this human enough for them to be an anchor. And so that you can't just pick a random person off of the street. It needs to be somebody that you know and you have this emotional connection with. So if we go over to Bradley's fantastically created character, we will see that he has 2 anchors. One is his favorite author, and the other is a childhood adversary, like somebody he's had a grudge against since he was just a wee little thing.
Bradley, I expect nothing less from you than choosing a childhood adversary. I just want you to know how much I appreciate that. It brings me so much joy.
Bradley holds a grudge.
I love it. Those are creative. Is there an Eliwick?
Oh, and they also have to swallow your tears or your blood to become an anchor, apparently.
Oh, I'm gonna make them swallow my blood.
Yep. That's true.
Yeah, because I'm of hell, and I'm like, which one's worse? We're gonna choose that one.
Megan, did you really choose infection?
I sure did. I liked it. At first, like the only thing I saw you say was disease, and I was like, I like that concept. And then George read the rest of it to me, and I was like, I think that is so creative, and I loved it so much, so I took it. So thank you for coming up with it. I appreciate that.
No, I'm just saying, like, you guys, our game is gonna go so weird, but I'm excited for it.
Same. Also, chat, welcome Ellie Wick. So she is in. So these are the four of us are going to be streaming our games on, I think we said Sunday nights. So you'll be watching the four of us play, and so now you get a little preview of that with all four of us in the Discord. I'm so happy.
Your first adventures are already written and planned, by the way.
That's exciting. Ooh, I like that. Okay, let's look at Laura's anchors.
Laura's anchors, Addie Siv.
I forgot about that.
I love it when Bradley laughs. That's how you know it's a good joke.
Yep.
So one of them is Orin Scrivello, DDS. He's the enemy. For anybody who has ever seen Little Horrors, that's Steve Martin.
I love that.
And also Stacy's mom, because she had it going on.
That's so chaos of you, Ellie Wick. I love it.
So, those are subject to change.
No, they are
Folders, but-
absolutely not. As the Hollyhock god, I hereby marry you to these anchors. You may not change them. They are yours for life.
Oh,
Wait,
my
how many
gosh.
points did I put in the spirit box? Because maybe it's not that strong of a bond, and I can just,
Ooh,
Oh, you're right. It's one. You have to get rid of one.
creative.
Wait, did I
Sans,
really? I
Darn.
thought we made it so I had two.
No, you can have two at Spirit 1.
Oh, really?
It's your Spirit plus 1.
oh,
Oh, thank goodness for Bradley.
yeah, good.
You're keeping them. You're not allowed to change them. They are not subject to change. They are permanent.
I like it. Oh gosh. Okay, I feel like I want to choose, an, I think I'll go with the pattern. I'll choose like an enemy and then something or someone that I like really love. So, for enemy, trying to think. Man, you guys were creative with your enemies. I don't even know how to start that creativity.
Hey, you want to hear something super depressing?
Hmm.
I never started recording this session.
Sad. Well, I have it on stream, so maybe you could steal my video from stream somehow?
Maybe.
Don't you
I don't
have the VOD? You should be able to download the VOD.
The what?
The video on demand.
The
Twitch should
video-
Yeah, it should automatically record for you.
Oh. Okay. Well, that's something to look into.
I'm showing my family's FaceTiming, so I'm showing them that I am streaming. But my brother was FaceTiming us from Disney. So,
Ooh.
yeah, they're in Disneyland. I want to go. Anyways, that's cool. Wait, so what should I do?
You
for
got
my
4.
enemy?
You choose 4.
4 anchors? That's right.
4 anchors. 4 anchors. You could have 3 enemies. You could have 2 enemies.
I'm
You
gonna
can
do...
have an enemy and then a backhanded best friend.
Ooh, okay. I want 1 love, and that's going to be my childhood best friend. And her name is gonna be Ella. I don't know what her last name should be.
What in the world?
We'll call her Ella Bear because the only reason we ever spoke was because she complimented my bear earrings. So that'll be my love, my best friend.
I'm feeling so loved right now, but I also hope that these people don't die in this game.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm so excited.
For just so that we can cover it here and now at the start of everything, anchors can absolutely perish.
Oh gosh, I'll do everything in my infectious power to keep you alive. Also, Sans the Diego says, dude, you could go full Lovecraftian in this game. I'm kind of into it. And I think you and Bradley would know what that means.
Yeah, literally anything that you think of. All the so like there's no dungeon master, dice rolling. There's no ooh, let's see if I can do this. It's like, hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm a god, and then the holly hot god will basically just be like, okay, that's this many miracle points based on the level of difficulty. Do you have that? And you'll be like, oh, sure, yeah, I have that to spend. And then you could, break a planet. I don't know.
Break a
Like
planet.
Bradley's over there rolling his eyes. I guarantee he's like, oh man,
Maybe.
You can hear it in his voice. I love that. Okay. I'm also going to choose. Oh gosh, who should buy? I'm trying to think of like who I would consider maybe an enemy from when I was younger, or what I don't like, or a character or something like that. Man, this one's
Hold on,
hard.
I have an idea, but it takes some Googling.
I love Google.
Bear with me, please.
Well, Megan, you have some pretty hardcore, oh gosh, like genres that you like, not even genres, like what are they called? Fandoms, I guess, like Harry Potter and like certain anime shows and things. Is there anything that maybe would inspire you from that? Not that you have to go that route whatsoever, but
No, that's a good idea.
you get super passionate about that.
I do. That is very true. I'm gonna go with. Hmm.
But I am also interested in what George is looking up because he sounds excited.
Oh,
There you go.
Walter Peck.
Yeah, he's the bad guy from Ghostbusters who set all the ghosts loose.
Yes, yes, Walter. It's going down, Walter.
We could delete that. I just thought of the person I hate most, and it's Walter Peck.
I
hate
love
that
it. We'll leave that there. I like that. We can choose. Okay, so I'm actually gonna choose the character who's the main like bad guy in my book. So his name is Adius, Adieus. I don't have a last name for him now that I'm thinking about it. I wrote the whole book and I don't have a last name. So we won't put a last name for right now.
No last name.
No last name. He's untitled. Adius Untitled. He is a real jerk. He started a massive war between humans and the magic realm. So I think he's worth like hating, but also kind of like having that underlying love for him because he created chaos. I think that's good for now.
That's good for now.
I
You
think
want to
so.
hold off on your last anchor?
I think so, just because I don't know who else I would choose, and I feel a little self-conscious trying to choose it on stream.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
what
she's
streaming
waiting
is
to.
for.
She could also be
Put you in
waiting
the
to see which
spot.
one of us makes her upset the most, and then she can just name one of us.
That's what it is.
Just kidding.
Oh,
She's
I can
like,
waiting
make
for
her
mm,
upset.
Kenobi to scratch me again, and I'm gonna be like, put the cat down.
he needs to be nicer to you. You give him all the good snacks.
I know. Since I took him off the treats, he's actually been pretty good. So I think they just put cocaine in there. Okay, so bonds. Tell me about bonds.
I'm trying to find bonds. So Bradley knows the rules better than I, but essentially bonds are things that you love most, right? So you have a total of 20 points, I think.
Yes.
And thank you, Bradley. And then you will choose the things that you love most and then decide which things get how many points based on how much you love them. So if we go over to Tomo Ward and we look at his bonds, Tomo loves his chancel, his reputation, and his library the most. So he gave 6 points to his chancel and his reputation each. He gave his library 5 points. And then he gave 1 point each to his familia, his favorite author, and his estate.
Okay, all right.
So it's just the things that are most important to you. What is important to you as Anaya Late, Domina of Infection.
I'm sorry. I just love that Bradley chose chancel and reputation over familia. That
right?
brings me joy.
So for the viewers, Familia is the family of Nobilis that all live together in a chancel, which means Bradley cares about them, just not much.
I mean, it's enough to be bonded to them,
It's enough to be bonded,
but not a lot.
but not a lot. It's yeah. Given the choice between them and his reputation, ooh, you know.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Okay. So, Sans the Diego wants to know what is the name of our Discord and can they get a link? I don't know how to get a link to it or if it's an open.
I think our Discord, and feel free to jump in, but I just kind of figured our Discord was private and used for just
us.
streaming mostly.
Maybe I'll
We can
create a Discord.
we can have a public Discord. I just don't feel like I don't really want people jumping in. I might sound like a huge jerk, and for that I'm sorry.
No, I
I
think
wanted
that's
it to
fair.
kind of be like a
And
closed thing.
actually,
So if we make a separate Discord, I'm all for that. I'm all for that.
yeah, we should do
You-
that.
Yeah, and
You
then
can also lock the rooms to prevent anyone other than us entering the voice chat and stuff like that.
things
So, like,
I
for our
don't know because
games.
this is my second time on Discord. Actually, thank you. That's great. No, guess what we're gonna work on with the immense help of Bradley?
Yes. I actually like
Locking
that
rooms.
because that's a good point. Like if we're on stream and somebody accidentally jumps in, which could be
Yeah,
fun.
that's
That could be fun chaos, but I understand. I understand
the
that.
only thing that I'm worried about at all. So let us work on that,
Cool.
and then once we have like a public spot in the channel, we'll open it up and we'll send out as many invites as San Diego's little heart desires.
I love that. Oh my gosh, you guys. That'll be a really fun public Discord for sure.
Yeah, right?
Mhm. I like it. And then like we can chat about like D&D stuff in that too if we wanted to. So
Oh,
what?
absolutely to D&D. I'll never say no to D&D.
Yeah.
I just got a new book with tons of new races and subclasses. Let's get this done.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Wow.
I love
Which
that.
book?
It's it's a private publisher that I got through Kickstarter called Exalted Veils, but everything is geared to 5e. So it's not Wizards of the Coast or anything like
Ah, I see. Cool.
Very cool.
that.
Oh, that sounds cool. Okay, I'm trying to think of bonds. I'm sorry, I got off topic for a second there. Addie Civ, I like that. Childhood Forest is one. You guys are so creative. I feel like if I had 20 days to think about this, I wouldn't be half as creative as you guys are in like 20 minutes. Well, let's see.
Can we
Okay, so
appreciate? I'm so sorry. It's hard doing this over Discord when I can't see you guys. I was just gonna say, can we appreciate that Megan's all, you guys are so creative thinking of these things. I can't think of these things. And yet she keeps referencing a book she says she wrote.
yeah, but
And
that took me like 5 years to write though, just to be that creative. Oh, that's so funny. I love you.
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Wait, I'm so sorry. I was reading your thing. What did you say, George?
Rome wasn't built in a day.
That's true. That is very
It
true.
was built in 5 years. So
Wait,
you
is
wrote
that
a
true?
book. Yeah, no, I don't know.
Oh, I was like, wow, it only took 5 years to build Rome? That's funny. George, you could
No.
probably say anything and I'd be like, yes, that is true.
That's just me getting really good deception rolls.
Childhood forest where she used to run and play. I like that. Let's see. Well, so if my code is hell and I enjoy forms of corruption and my estate is infection, I'm trying to think of like what are things that my character would value.
Money.
Money. I don't know if I want maybe
No?
like
I'm literally just spouting words at this point.
No, keep
so.
doing that. This is good for the brainstorming process. This is a lot like what I watched a TED Talk on how Pixar does their stuff. And so one of them is like someone throws out words and the other person forms them to a character. So let's see.
What about general power or influence?
I like that. Or like passion, because
Ooh.
with infection, like if you have like a passion for people, you'll be infectious with people.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
How many points do you want the childhood forest?
How many points do I get?
20 total
20
to
total.
distribute as you please.
Let's do. I think for passion, I would do 6 for sure, because I want that to be one of the highest, or maybe the highest that like I value. Childhood forest, let's do 4 points. I'm just gonna match Addie on that one. Let's do the very first book of Harry Potter ever made. I don't know how we want to word that, but that will also be 6 points. Then I gotta pull out my calculator.
That's high praise, Rowling. Get on this stream.
Could you imagine if I got like a shout out? I would probably die. And we get 20 points, you said, so I have 4 points left.
Yes.
Okay. Let's do my cat for 4 points. So you can just put Kenobi down for 4 points.
I'm going to definitely put Kenobi the cat.
I like that.
Because anybody tuning in later will be like, she must really like Star Wars.
Which I do, but yeah, you're right. They would be like, oh, Obi-Wan, you say, and I'm like, no, the cat.
I just misspelled Kenobi. I am so disappointed in myself. My gosh. Somebody revoke my Star Wars fanboy card. Okay. Cool. And then handicaps. Now, Bradley, as I understand it, you're the best at describing handicaps.
Sure. So, handicaps are basically problems with your character. What's wrong with you? What'd you do in life that messed you up?
So many things. It's my trauma, is what I'm hearing.
I'm pretty sure Laura said the exact same thing.
Yep.
Honestly, that makes me so proud to be her best friend. Okay, how does the handicap work? I'm so sorry.
So a handicap, for instance, when I say my character is going to be dead, that's a handicap. I do not have a physical body, and the is through the physical bodies of my anchors. And based on which handicap you have, you receive miracle points. And these am I wrong on this, Bradley? Stop me as soon as I start spouting incorrect information. When you receive, go for it. Go.
You can either receive permanent miracle points or temporary miracle points. So if it's like a permanent disability where like you're dead, like you were talking about, or you are crippled in some way, those are permanent ones. And then there's also temporary ones where like whenever it comes up, like you can't swim or you can't cross running water. Whenever that kind of situation arises, you would get the temporary miracle point bonus.
Let's go over Addie and Tomo's for the chat. Just
Oh,
to get some examples.
absolutely. Starting with Tomo. Tomo has 3 handicaps. He is 1, blatant, which is weird because Bradley never plays blatant characters. Looking at you, Alton.
What? No.
He's blatant. So anytime where him being blatant becomes an issue, he gets his temporary 1 or 2 miracle points based on how much of an issue he causes by being blatant. Another one of his handicaps is that he is compromised. He is a pawn of his estate, and what that really means is that if we look over here at his attributes, he has a 0 for his domain. He has no control over his domain. He is a pawn, and so any time where he is held back because he can't control his estate, he gets another point.
Just to clarify, it's whenever I'm like blackmailed because I'm really low on my estate, not just whenever it's a problem to me.
Blackmail.
Okay.
Which is illegal, by the way, Bradley, and we should not be promoting it in tabletop gameplay.
And
Oh
yet.
no! Not the hell and chaos ensued codes of illegal things.
I hear you, and you make many valid points, but I'm choosing to ignore them.
Fair enough.
Is that he is deceitful. So I can't remember how many miracle points that one was worth, and it's not down here. I can edit that if you want. But I think it's anytime he's caught in a lie.
Oh.
Then he would receive miracle points, and again, like those points would fluctuate based on how big or how bad or how much damage the lie causes, and that kind of thing would be up to the Hollyhock God in some cases. Like Hollyhock God would be like, "Oh, it's a big one. Here's 12 points." It would never go that high though. 12 is just the default number that comes out of my mouth sometimes.
Bradley, yours are so creative.
Oh, these are predefined things. They're not creative.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, holy cow.
A lot of these are in the book. So we have lots of examples to choose from. But if we wanted to create our own, that is 100% doable. We would just need to make sure that it's balanced.
Okay. I love that they're preset. Where in the book can I find the list?
It starts on page 127, right under Handicaps. And then it'll go on, it'll describe limits, and then it'll go on to restrictions, which are even worse.
I think other way around there.
No, really? Hold on.
I mean, generally limits give you permanent bonuses. Limits give you permanent bonuses. Restrictions give you temporary bonuses.
Well, see, that is, I feel like false advertising, because if I say, Bradley, you're limited to the amount of D&D games you can have going at one time, you're like, oh man, I can only have 3 going a week? That's crazy. But if I say, Bradley, you are restricted. It was a restricted section that the kids weren't allowed into at Hogwarts, not the limited access section.
Limited access.
My gosh, Nobilis. But Bradley is right. I just read it. He is correct. Limits are worse than restrictions. So my limit of being dead, even though it restricts me from life, is not as bad as other things. Or is worse than other things.
I'm pretty sure being dead is pretty bad, yeah.
Being dead's pretty bad. Oh man, and I did not go good. It was hard. It was a hard death.
What was your death? Do you want to tell us about it while I
Oh my
am
gosh,
looking over
no. No. Because I'm going to write a book.
Yes.
In 4 years, 353 days.
Ouch.
Wait, does that mean you've already started for like 10 days, or you're just gonna beat?
That's a good
No, from the
clarification.
time I start, that's how long it'll take me.
Oh, okay, I see.
Because
Yeah.
you want to beat my 5 years it took me to do things.
Yeah, but that's if I start. I mean, I when I want to do stuff, it takes a lot to get me going, and even once I do, oh man, I get distracted so easy because I just tend to follow the dopamine. And there's not a lot of dopamine in sitting down and typing out a novel.
That can be true. Absolutely. My PDF is different than your page numbers, so I'm trying to figure out where handicaps are so I can.
Where'd you get your PDF?
Nick actually sent to me. Sans the Diego. He sent it to me, so I don't know where he got it from, but I was talking about it on stream, and by the end of the stream, he had sent it to me, and I was like, oh wow, that's impressive.
Oh, good deal.
Yeah, I think you guys would be really good friends. He's pretty dope.
San the Diego.
San the Diego. Okay, let's see. Do you want to list a couple for me?
Oh, totally. I'd love to. Let's go. You want restrictions or limits?
I don't know. Is everyone just on restrictions? Oh no. Addie has limits. Let's look at limits real quick.
Limits. So being dead is a limit. Disabled is a limit, and that gives you 1 or 2 points depending on the disability. If you're blind or lame, reading right from the book. So if I say something that's not PC now in 2021, I just know that when this was written in 2012, it was still not so taboo. So I'm
That's a good
sorry in
point.
advance. Blind, lame, one-handed, or psychotic. If you suffer from a major physical or mental disadvantage that limits the aspect-based abilities. You can get creative. You can have a noticeable limitation, like anosmia, anosmia. I don't know how to pronounce that word.
Addie
And
has that one.
Yep, I remember we put that one in there. Or a major disability like blindness, cerebral palsy, amnesia. That kind of stuff might be worth 2.
Okay.
Ooh, I might add amnesia to mine. Sorry. This is totally Megan building her character.
No, this is
But I'm just
good.
thinking like a chaotic character that does bonds, but if it could be like the like I think it's like almost fictional types of amnesia where like your memory resets every so often.
I think you
Sorry.
need that. Yes.
Just adds to the chaos, but probably not. That'll get complicated. But I got really excited when I heard that. So
Actually,
It's
I do like that.
I think you should add
all
it.
right.
I like it.
it's being added right now. I'm telling you.
Yes. Oh yeah, I
This
keep forgetting you're on delay, so you look like you're just sitting there. But it was from when you were listening to her.
I thought it was great, but I thought she was gonna go like a very silly kind of way with it, and I thought she was gonna be like, "Addie, remember all that chaos you caused yesterday? No, what are you talking about?
Oh, I hope that happens though.
You know, like, yeah, you didn't totally just bind that poor child to a wall for all eternity. Like, yeah, you're right, I didn't. I have no reaction."
I actually really enjoy how much chaos can come from this. It's gonna be good. Let's see.
There, she's done.
Good job.
So there's those. There is Bradley's other character, which was just as interesting as Tomo, had a focus. And a focus is like an item that a Nobilis has on their person or in their possession that they can attach attribute points to. So as long as they have this focus, they have their full amount of attribute points. But if it is lost or stolen, then they lose those attribute points, and then he can also give the focus to like a fellow noble, and that noble can temporarily use those points like borrowed power.
AW Delp thinks the amnesia thing was really cool. And yes, the game is very in-depth. It's so cool though. Building your characters like actually building like a real god. It's crazy.
Just wait until we get into Chancel.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. Oh gosh, I don't know. I wish I could see the list. I wish I knew where the list was in here, but I can't find it.
I can send you a Dropbox links for my PDF
Okay.
if you want. I'm not really sure which one Sans the Diego sent you. Does it say which edition it is?
It says Nobilis the Essentials Volume 1 Field Guide to the Powers. Maybe it's because it's the Field Guide to the Powers, or is that what yours says?
That might be.
I was gonna
How
say I
many
can't
pages
imagine
is
there's
that?
multiple, but I mean,
Well, so there is two because they did release. It's not like an add-on. Like you can buy like Dungeons and books that are add-ons. It's kind of like a book that goes. I don't know because I don't have it, but my understanding is that it just goes deeper into the world. But I could be wrong. How many pages is that one?
this one is 370.
Oh,
Is yours 370?
mine is 303.
Wait, really?
Oh.
Mine's 271. I have the same copy as you do.
What? This is why it's the greatest game never played. Every edition has a different set of rules.
Well, so like I'm also counting like the title page and the index and like the opening illustration.
Same.
Oh wait, sorry, it's 304. That was my search tool that said that.
Yeah. So yeah, I can just so that you have both versions, and then you can compare and contrast and write a full 300-page report and get back to us on the differences between that I sent you, and then we can decide like which one's best, and we can use that.
I
But
love
we
it.
do need that full report by the end of the workday on Thursday. It's very important.
Sansa Diego, I gave her the superior copy. The 370 copy. I'm really curious to see what is different. I might actually like write you a report. We'll see how much of my paper I get done.
We'll see if those 70 pages is even worth it.
We'll see.
Maybe we need to sans those, Diego.
I don't know what that means, but
Sans is like without.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like we can get rid of those 70 pages because they're
Oh,
unessential. Although in the title it does say they're essential, I guess.
that's
Yeah,
interesting. It does.
well, there we go. I think we sleuthed it. I think he sent you the real and the undeniable King of Nobilis guide.
I
Like,
think
I
so.
don't know why I'm doing this anymore. You're the Hollyhock god now. Later. Bye.
Who, me? Because of the 70 pages? I can't even figure out like where the list of handicaps are. Oh man, and if I like do type search, I just get one page that says trouble on it. So I don't even get anything about handicaps on it.
You can go in. I'm assuming there's like a table of contents up at the top, right?
See if I can download the PDF and maybe because I don't see. Oh, it's thinking really hard.
Oh, and also if you're trying to use like Control F, there's generally a search tool like in the PDF reader that you'll have to use because using Control F doesn't actually search the whole page.
That makes sense. Okay. So table of contents, I have introduction, Anata, Lord Entropy, Suralam, the one god that I can't pronounce his name. Your I don't know how to say that either. Imperator. The Ordinary World, Versions of the City Back, The Locust Court, Tales of the Evil World, The Border Mythic, Your Chancel, Heaven Intrudes, Hell Awaits the World Ash, Light and the Dark, the wild, deep myth, and the spirit world, and let's play a game.
I'm guessing the last one, but I don't know.
Okay, let's go look at 103 and see.
Were those just like the big, like the main chapter titles?
Yeah, that's the table of contents that I have in here.
Yeah, the one we
Oh,
see
there's
is different than
so much
hers.
more.
Yeah, it is different. Can we trade? Can you send me that one and I'll send you this one?
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like this is going to be. Yeah.
Do you want me to send it through email or do you want me to put it in the Discord? Put the link in the Discord because you can just click the link and it'll.
Yeah, that'd be great. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Okay. I feel like it'll be so much easier if I see what you're seeing because earlier when I asked you those questions, Sans the Diego, does that mean I get a Discord link? LOL. Yeah, we'll create a public server so that we can all hang out for sure. 10 out of 10. And then if we find any more any more PDFs, we can just have a whole link session. Oh, that's so funny. Are you sending the link in the Discord, George?
I have to see how to do that because I had to send Bradley a Dropbox.
How do you accept a Dropbox? Because that could be where
Literally, I think I just had him click it.
like in through email form or like
Yeah.
an email. If
I
you
sent
send it to me.
I sent it to Laura the same way.
My email might just be taking time for it to load. It'd be like that sometimes with this. I think I'm running a lot on my Wi-Fi, so that's probably why I'll take it off Wi-Fi. Sorry for the technical difficulties, chat.
Also, my Mac is lame, which is why I'm replacing it with an Omen. And so right now it's being really slow and it's not letting me do anything.
Oh, frustrating. Well, read like a couple more, maybe.
Absolutely. Worst case scenario, you get this after the stream.
That's true. That is true.
So, more restrictions ooh, this one's fun. Cannot kill. This restriction gives the character a miracle point when it becomes a serious problem during play. And you know for a fact I will make that a problem.
Oh, cannot kill. That could actually be really frustrating for my character.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that one. For sure. For sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Could she use her anchors to kill for her since she has 4 of them?
Ooh, she cannot directly control them to do so.
Oh, man.
I was like,
Yeah,
loophole.
so here's the cool thing, though. Here's the cool thing. Because she is the domina of infection, she can use that to it's like sowing discord. Because we're using Discord, she can use that to like sow discord and cause death. It would just be really difficult to, like, if she had a target, if she was like, I want to kill this one person specifically, it would be really hard to make that happen just through the natural spread of whatever infection she decides to use.
Okay.
So, like, it's still possible to indirectly cause death, but you can't purposefully and deliberately kill.
Okay. Okay, cool. That's good to know. What else is there? We'll do a couple more before we move on to other things.
Yeah. There is, sorry, I was just filling that out.
Oh, thank you. This lag is like tripping me up a little bit.
Yeah. There's a pretty big one on Twitch. I've noticed.
Yeah, they
Not
put
that I
like
watch.
the safety.
I don't watch my own streams or anything. I just like to make sure they're working properly. And sometimes they're like minutes behind.
Yeah. So Bradley just said, the copy that Sans sent is so much more anime. And maybe that's why everything's like off on pages, because like it's like the guy that I showed earlier, Lord Entropy.
That is 3rd edition, I think.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't know how he found that. You know how hard it was for me to find 2nd edition?
that's why. Yeah, he can find anything. He's a sleuth.
Dope.
Dope.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 3rd edition.
Cool. Wow, that's
Because
awesome.
people were talking about there's like a very small thread that I found on Reddit, and people were arguing heatedly about which art is better between 2nd and 3rd editions.
I'm excited to see the 2nd edition one.
And yeah, I mean, I liked the art, but also like there were like death threats thrown around, so I got out of there fast.
Yeah, that's wise.
Yeah,
Best.
there were strong feelings.
There was a lot of hell code in that Discord. Sans the Diego
Yeah.
drops Mike. Yes. I love it. Okay, cool. So, couple more.
So I've got 2 that sound kind of fun. One of them is Doomed. A horrible fate awaits the character, and their odds of averting it are small. The character could be under the effects of some terribly slow, excruciating poison, hunted by Lord Entropy for high treason. The character receives 3 miracle points when their doom becomes nigh, and this gives them a last-ditch opportunity to avert their fate.
Oh, I don't know if I want to put my character in the line of certain death, almost certain death.
Oh, I love that. It gets like a sense of foreboding. Oh my gosh. But this one I found, and it could work well for the goddess of infection. But that's just based off of the name. I haven't read it yet.
Okay, let's see.
The character is formally bound to befriend anyone with whom they share a smoke, and cannot resist an offer of a cigarette. This gives a 1 miracle point when it binds the character to a nice power, 2 miracle points when it binds them to an enemy power, and 3 miracle points when it binds them to an excrucian. This is the cigarette bond.
That's it. That's the one. I like
Oh
that one.
man. So many people are going to be offering Anaya smokes, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh,
Yep.
who is this now?
I'm all, who are you? But yes, I'll take one. Thank you. I think that one's going to be a funny one to like play out for sure. And then I'm also not on Lord Entropy's radar. Like, chat, I kid you not, if you read about like Lord Entropy, he's terrifying. Like his character looks really cool, but he outlawed love. So like if Nobilis fall in love, or Nobili, I think it's how you said it earlier. If they fall in love, like he'll destroy you. You're like done.
If he finds out.
If he finds out, that's true.
If he
The
finds out,
forbidden
nobles
love.
still have the ability to fall in love. That hasn't been taken from them. It's just whether or not they act on those feelings.
It's crazy.
So if he even finds out that they have those thoughts, he will annihilate them. But he also can't read minds, which helps.
That's very non-Edward Cullen of him.
Yeah, it's very footloose.
Yes.
Don't do this thing that brings you joy. Oh no, it's Kevin Bacon here to save the day.
I love it. Awesome. All right. Should we keep going, or do we want to move on to something else, or what are our next steps?
Actually, the next thing, if that's all of the handicaps that you want, the next thing is down here at the character sheet labeled as abstract.
Okay.
And that is your backstory.
Yes. Okay. That one I'll create off stream for sure.
Yeah.
So I can make that what I want it to be. Cool.
So
Do you want to go over like 1 or 2 more handicaps then, and call it for character
Sure.
building? Or if Laura wants to come in and finish a couple things, I don't know if she's. I know she talked about maybe doing that.
Yeah, she did talk about that.
I don't know if she's free to do that. I just wanted to create space in case, so she
Spouse, are
doesn't
you
think we
still
forgot
there?
it.
I think she dropped out.
Yeah, she probably dropped out. Oh, you know what? We do have a child. She might be putting that to bed.
Possibly.
I wasn't sure if you wanted me to mention that on stream, so I was like, how do I say that I don't know that she's around to do this, but I'm trying to create space for her, so.
I've got 3 viewers right now. I don't think, like, it's not like I'm announcing it to the world.
That's true.
He's not right here for everybody to look at. We're all right.
We're all right. I like it.
We're all right. So, I'm scrolling up a little bit so that we can get more limits.
These limits are cool to explore.
Yeah, right. Bradley had this one for one of his characters. And actually, it might be Tomo, if I'm remembering correctly.
Addie has a focus, if that's what you're talking about.
No, hated.
Oh, yeah.
Is that Tomo?
Cave. No, the cave. No, Tomo's the opposite. He's loved by everybody.
Oh, Tomo. Oh, that's
Tomo.
right, because of his reputation. I'm so silly. I forgot that. So the other gentleman that Bradley had made was hated. And this gives 1 miracle point per realm level. Any noble with this limit of realm are not well loved by their subjects. In fact, seeds of sedition and perfidy are sown throughout the chancel. Armed rebellions are unlikely, particularly if there are other PCs who have not chosen this disadvantage. But a vicious mind can conceive many subtler means by which to destroy even a sovereign. The higher the character's realm level, the more widespread this disloyalty, and the better hidden its major proponents.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
So the other thing about chancels is just so that you guys understand the concept of citizens being within the chancel. A chancel is created from a place that used to exist on Earth. And there's a whole thing that goes into the creation of the chancel, which we will talk about when we're creating our chancel. But pretty much anybody within the vicinity can and will be brought out of the reality that is Earth into this new realm, that new dimension that is the chancel. And there they will dwell as citizens. So the citizens of this chancel hate the character for whatever reason. And while it does benefit the character with miracle points, if it's dangerous enough, these citizens can be a threat to the noble.
Interesting. Okay. I don't think I'll go with that one, but I really do enjoy the idea of choosing something where it's like, oh, they hate me. Okay, let's make it happen. I feel like that's Lord Entropy. Everybody hates him, but like they're too scared of him to tell him that.
He's too powerful.
He's too powerful.
So then there is light touch, which is a limit of the spirit. I don't know if you would qualify for that since you have 3 in spirit. But with this, the power would not be able to directly control their anchors and cannot use any miracles through an anchor.
Oh.
Without the anchor's consent.
That's a nice one. That's very kind.
Yeah. But I mean, we wanna infect.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we do. We want power.
Yeah, when it comes right down to it, we don't want the light touch. We don't want to be nice. We're not going to wait for consent for infection. We're going to just give it.
Yes.
We're going to go cough some COVID in these anchors' faces. And that's how George lost all of his followers.
I mean,
And
you
then
did make a PC caveat earlier. I think it still applies.
Yeah, we're back in 2012 while we're reading this. We're fine.
Yeah. We don't even
Yeah.
know what that is.
Let's see. And then there are some limits of, like, limit of realm. So you could actually have limit of realm since you have a low realm level.
Okay.
The hated limit might actually work for you a little bit. Since you don't have a really high level, they might not like you in your chancel, but they're probably to try to usurp you in your chancel. Like, you're just gonna generally be that person that people like look at from the corner of their eyes and then go, "Oh my gosh, did you hear about Anaya? What a B word!" Like, that might be kind of it, but that
Yowza.
depends entirely on how you treat them. Trying to
Not that
find
I want them
more
to
for
hate me. I want to fly under the radar in my own realm. I want control of, like, domain.
Oh, okay. Maybe this one might work for you then. Unseen is another limit.
I like it so
A
far.
noble with this limit maintains their anonymity at all times. They sulk in the shadows and cover their faces when they must go out into the light, and they are always someone you'd best not know or a friend. Even when using their true identity could be advantageous. Only the Imperator and Familia Celestius, which is just a fancy way this book says nobles, are permitted to know their provenance and nature. Even then, an unseen power is most comfortable when their face and mortal name are unknown, and it is difficult for such an unseen power to govern chancel.
Ooh.
And if at any point you are forced to reveal your identity during the course of a story to anyone outside the Familia, you lose a miracle point. If you choose to reveal your identity, you lose 3 miracle points.
Oh. That one seems risky.
It's risky, but interesting.
It's so
Yeah.
interesting.
Actually, my other guy had this one, not hated.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah, because he was like he hid in caves as a wombat.
Oh, cool.
We may have just been talking about hated in the last session then.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that. I think that's a good one to, like, kind of end off on thinking, sitting on that. And then when I look at all of the list, I'll update my characters throughout the week. My character throughout the week.
Cool.
And then we can reveal the final product on stream on Sunday.
The final product will be revealed on stream. We do plan on reconvening again on Sunday, same time, 7 p.m. Mountain, so that we can play our first actual game or story of Nobilis. Oh, wait, no. I lied. I'm such a liar. We have to build our Chancel and our Imperator, which is going to be at least another 6 hours of really just us talking.
But man, it's going to be an exciting 6 hours.
It's going to be such an exciting 6 hours. This 2 hours have just flown right by.
They really have. I feel like it was so informational. And like Bradley, again, like putting this together has made it, I think, a lot easier to digest the information in like a stream or like YouTube and like a mass level. So it's so creative. You did a great job.
Yeah, it was fun. It's something I like to do, so I'm like, might as well spend my time doing it.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Ugh. If I ever create a video game, which like is in the back of my mind, I'm gonna come to you and be like, co-create.
All right, I'll make a spreadsheet for you.
I think that would be like so helpful though, right? Because like if you're creating a video game and you know that you're gonna have to code all these rules, if you have a spreadsheet that connects them all together, like that could be like a really interesting way of putting together a video game. So
Yeah,
I feel like it would be very useful.
absolutely.
Yes, spreadsheet skills.
Why do you think I keep bugging? Bradley moved across the country to get away from. let go. It was like, no, we're still friends.
Instead,
Play
we
games
roped
with
him
me.
into another game.
Yeah.
I love it. I think that we should all just move and go live next door to Bradley. That's what it sounds like.
Well, I tell you
I
what.
heard there's an opening across country again.
Oh. Wait, I have to go back to the other side of the country. I'll see you guys later. Enjoy.
As soon as we get there and we're finished unpacking.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
I know you guys are comfortable, but Tucson calls.
I gotta go. Oh my god, that's great.
So, shameless plug for anybody that is out there still watching. If you've enjoyed this stream, part 1 is on YouTube under my my Twitch username, FacelessFCLS.
Is there a link I can put it in our chat?
I could
Go to it.
probably get it. Yeah.
It's. Hold on, I think I got it.
Oh, you got it?
There it is. Yeah. Session 0.
All right. Session 0, and then I've actually kind of decided that one thing I'm going to start to do is when I was learning to play Dungeons and Dragons, there was a YouTuber by the name of Matt Koval who made videos that just answered any question that you could possibly have about how to run a game, how to build a character, what things meant in the book, like how mechanics are supposed to work in the game. And since there seems to be a depressingly small amount of Nobilis content online, because like there's nothing to help guide you through anything. Everything that I know how to do is from the book and from Bradley. So I think we're gonna start working on like how-to videos that just kind of explain the lore and the world and how to build and stuff.
I love that.
That way anybody else that wants to play it won't have to read really complicated, high concept, 300 pages worth of words.
That's a really great idea. I like that.
It's an idea in progress.
I think it's great. I 10 out of 10 support it.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I think I'm going to end this stream here. Oh. Albert says, how about you just read it to me, Faceless? He's a good reader.
I mean, yeah, you want to like reenact Princess Bride or something, I'll just like come over to your house one day when you're sick. You got to put on a Bears jersey and an old man.
He goes, oh, I'm down. Smooth voice.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, you have no idea how smooth my voice can be.
That's perfect. No, like George needs to be a voice actor. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, George wouldn't even know how to go about starting something.
Let me sit on that. I bet we could do. If it's something you really wanted to do, I bet we could make it happen.
Are you kidding? Could you imagine my kid growing up and being like, oh yeah, you know what my dad does?
He's voice a voice actor. I see that though. I totally see that for you. I mean, if I like end up going down like the path of video games and stuff like that, I could end up in California someday. So if voice acting happens in California.
You'd want to end up in California?
No, not at all. But in this fake world where you are a voice actor, I'm like, hey, good night, Sans the Diego. Thank you for chiming in. And if you have questions, send them our way. And I can send them George's way.
Thanks for the follow, Sans. You're my new best friend, Sans.
Yes, you guys would get along so well. But yeah, in this fake world, we live in, unfortunately, California, but we have bomb jobs. So.
I mean, I'll be honest. If I become a voice actor and they say you have to move to California to do it, I'll not do it. I'll
not do it.
I would much rather set up like my own little home recording studio in a closet somewhere and just do that and then get paid a fraction of what they would pay me to actually go to a studio in California. I don't want to live in California. I don't want to do California, Florida, or Boise, which I have only just learned it has a housing market that is 4 times more expensive than Tucson. Don't want to do it.
That's interesting.
Not happening. Not happening.
Yeah. Well, I mean, our state is increasing in things, so you could probably do voice acting in our state. So
Maybe. We'll see.
we'll have to keep a lookout for it.
Yeah, you know, if you just like bump into somebody one day and like, oh, you're a acting talent scout. I have just the dude who has all of 5 voices in his back pocket at all times.
At all times. He can
All
pull them out at a whim's notice.
Yeah, that's right. And 4 of them sound exactly the same,
It's amazing how
which
they're all
is
different and they sound the same.
they're all different, but they all sound the same. It's just pure talent that he's got so many characters that aren't much different from each other.
I love it. 10 out of 10. All right.
Um,
I'm going to end the stream. Have a good night, guys. And I think I'm streaming tomorrow during the day. So I'll be posting on social media for time and game and everything. All right. Have a good one.
Bye, stream.